Hi there. I'm Natalie Brianne. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Pleasant Grove, Utah. I am obsessed with all things Disney and Disneyland, as you can see. I can talk about that for hours. In fact, there are a lot of things that I could talk about for hours. Probably why I study interdisciplinary humanities at BYU, which means that I get to talk about people and places and history and art and all sorts of fun things. Language, I speak German. I like to play the guitar, I like to dance, and I love stories, which is probably why I'm an author. I love to write. And I don't really know when that started. When I was around like 5 or 6, I would take these spiral bound notebooks and I would draw pictures in them and I would write stories to go along with the pictures. When I was 8, my dad got me my first laptop, which was a rainbow Macintosh that was like this thick. I loved it because I could play old games on it and it had a word processor on it that I could, you know, write things on. And then when I was 11, I started volunteering at the Krista McAuliffe Space Center, which is in Pleasant Grove, and it has these space simulations that people can go on. Basically, you're on the bridge of a starship, and you can go to the far reaches of the galaxy and go on these adventures and things like that. And so I really lived in an imaginary world for basically my entire growing up. From there, I actually started working at the Space Center, and I learned how to be a better storyteller and how to act and how to do all sorts of different accents. And it just so happened that some of my coworkers would like to get onto Skype after work, and we would choose our characters, and we'd choose a setting, and we would message back and forth as these characters and make these stories. And we were playing around with a new story idea, and I was telling my mom about it, and she said, "Wow, that sounds like it could be a book. You should write it." And I went, I don't know about that, because I was always, like, from the time I was little, I thought I was going to be an artist. I really wanted to paint murals and do different things with that. But I started writing this story, and I got about halfway through, and I realized it was going to be a book, and I realized that I really wanted to be an author. Like, I caught this bug, and I don't really want to be cured of it. So that was my first book, which is actually coming out next year in March 2021. It's called Constantine Capers, The Pennington Perplexity, and it follows the story of a detective who has short-term memory loss. Every day he wakes up and he can't remember the day before, which makes it kind of tricky to solve mysteries or to have relationships. The story actually takes place in Victorian London, and the point of view is from a young lady by the name of Mira Blaze, who is an artist who goes to Detective Constantine for help. You'll have to read the book to find out what that help is, but it is a lot of fun. And I also am working on a sequel to that called Flashes of Memory. I'm about 25,000 words into that one. And I'm kind of breaking the author rule because people tell you that you should stick in your own genre and don't, branch out, that you need to, stick with what you know. But I have so many story ideas and I just love so many different genres that I just kind of want to branch out. So, I'm still going to do historical mystery because I love that. And I mean, it takes a lot of research to do that, to make sure that everything is historically accurate. But I kind of love sci-fi and fantasy too. So my other series that I'm working on is called The 13th Zodiac. And it follows Serena Moore, who is a astronomy student at a fake university that I've made up, who finds a meteorite and realizes pretty quickly that she has magic powers. It's kind of Avatar: The Last Airbender meets Star Wars. So there's magic powers in space with interstellar travel and a dragon and lots of fun that way. And it has its own challenges because instead of having, things that you can research, I have to kind of make everything up, which is a completely different ballgame, but I love it nonetheless. It's a little bit of a different style, but it's still clean cut and clever, which is kind of what I do. So that is that one, and I absolutely love it. I am so excited to continue to write and to have my novel come out next year. And I'm excited to share it with everyone because it's no fun writing if you don't have people reading what you write. So that's me.